everyone, Jess here at the Homeschooling Homemaker. For today's video, I am going to be sharing some of the ideas we have used for virtual playdates. We've all been kind of in this situation for 2 to 3 months now, and for many of us it's going to continue at least to some extent throughout the summer or indefinitely. And even with some interactions being possible or some things opening up, there will definitely still be a lot more social distancing and things at home still overall. So I know it's still good to get maybe some fresh ideas, hopefully fresh ideas. I mean, this is just what we've been doing, and maybe some of you have already been trying these, so who knows, but I thought I would throw out some of the ideas we've been using to kind of change it up, so it's not just the same thing every time of here's the phone, or if you're using a computer, I always use phone, but like here's the phone, talk to your friend, and it's just chaos or a bunch of playing with the filters or whatever, which is fine every now and then, but sometimes you want to have a little bit of structure. So we came up with some things that we've been trying for some virtual play dates that I'm going to share today. So like I said, first off, there is the whole just play whatever toy that they enjoy, with each other. They can just chat. I find that mostly for my son's age group, there's a little bit of chatting going on, but they're kids, so if you're just expecting just look at the camera and talk to each other, it's not going to happen as well for their age. They need to move around, they need to play, and we're trying to figure out, as a society, we're trying to figure out how to make children who are used to communicating with each other through play and movement and in person be able to express themselves by just sitting in front of a screen and talking to each other. So it's a whole new thing to get used to. But anyway, so yeah, they can just play together with their own toys, almost like parallel play can happen. Some other things I know that Facebook Messenger I know has little games they can play, and filters, which that's fine, and it has its place here and there. Some other things that provide a little bit more structure that we've tried. We have done show and tell, so we would plan ahead of time and tell the other parent, that's another thing. It's nice to have some spontaneous ones, and we do have some spontaneous ones with cousins and whatnot, but other times I like to really just schedule play dates like you normally would schedule a play date, so that everybody is aware and ready ahead of time, and that way it's not a constant distraction to your friends or to your own home environment, and you can have a set time each day, like this time of day is when I'm going to have a virtual play date. So I feel like I'm rambling about it, so I'm just going to get into my list. So the show and tell would be, you could tell the other parent, okay, why don't you have your kid have like 3-4 things ready to set at the table when you come and have the play date. And then my son would also have 3 or 4 things, and then they would actually do a show and tell over the phone or virtually, however you want to do it, over the computer, whatever. So show and tell is an option. Story time. We've done story time before, where he would read to his friend, or again, family can do this as well, or they can take turns reading. He's 2 times now he's read to children who are younger than him who aren't readers yet, but he will read a book to them, and that's been nice. But also, if you have 2 readers, they can each read a shorter book to each other, and that is an option. Something else we've gotten into, and this is really, I guess, interest, depends on the interest of your child, but my son likes Dragamons, and he's also started to get into Pokemon like the card game. And Dragamons is a card game too. Honestly, I feel like Dragamons is, if I want to sum it up, it's kind of just a simplistic version of Pokemon, but with dragons. Yeah. But he has had a Dragamon's battle, virtually with another friend, and that went really well. I was surprised, so that went well, and they were able, since it's a card game like Pokemon, they can each have their own deck, and they also have their own little dragons that they move, and they can play over the phone, taking turns battling like you would with the Pokemon game. You can do the same because they each have their own Pokemon deck, and they can show their cards to each other on the screen, and they can play. You can play Pokemon. You can play Dragamons. I'm sure there's other games like these that you can do virtually. So those are some ideas that maybe you hadn't thought of. Other games that you can play would be we've done. Well, we tried to do Guess Who one time. We actually, he played the whole entire game with his friend, only to then find out that they had a different version of Guess Who, so all the people were different, so it didn't work, sadly. But if you had the same version of Guess Who, that is an excellent one to do over the phone, to play Guess Who. We did order Battleship. We haven't done it yet, but we do plan to do that one virtually with some of our friends that have Battleship, and then they can play Battleship over the phone. Some other things I have. If I'm looking down, I actually jotted some of these down. So other game type ones would we have a few times done the Jackbox.TV games. I feel like that's fine, although it might be more for older. I don't know if it is really at my son's level per se, but I think it would be really good for older audiences and even adults. I've played this some with adults, so that is an option. Another one that might work for this age group. Again, my son is he is 7. I don't know why I had to think about that for a second. But it would also be maybe best for older would be Mad Libs. I think that would be a good one that they could do virtually. Another virtual play date that we've done would be Lego challenges, and we've done it with blocks too, where the kids will come up with an idea of what they want to build. Then they each, over to the side, they're working on building it, and then they show each other, this is what I made it look like, and then this is what I made it look like. We even did, one time we used a Pokemon book with characters in it, showed the picture of the Pokemon, and then they each tried to build the Pokemon character. So that was an interesting twist. So yeah, Lego challenges, block challenges, things like that. You could even do, like, give them a challenge or an idea and set a timer and then show that's an idea. Doing a craft together. This would be something you would, again, have to plan ahead of time, but that is an option. Now, that one we haven't actually tried yet. We've tried almost all of these, but we haven't done that one yet, but it is an idea that we might consider for the future. Another one, this is more just talking, but to keep them more on track and more focused, because again, it's hard for them to just carry on a conversation, or at least for my son sometimes, would be actually giving them some questions ahead of time. So they're almost interviewing their friend, asking their friend a set of questions. So then they're learning a little bit more about each other. You can have the other, prepare the other friend as well. They can come with some questions, and that gives it a little bit more structure, so the kids know, have a guide for talking, and like questions like, what's your favorite color, or what do you want to be when you grow up, what's your favorite food. They can have a little bit of a list, and they can interview each other for that play date. Another thing that's not virtual, but another way to keep in touch with people would be being a pen pal. He has written some postcards to people, and and he can. So if your child can write, that's really also a good way during the summertime for them to keep up their writing skills. They can write to each other. Now, we haven't done this one, but another one I had thought of would be, I know some things like Minecraft or Nintendo Switch and stuff that you can play with friends over that. Sorry, my son is in the background making noise. You might also hear the air conditioner, but we're not turning that off right now. It feels like 102 outside right now. It is very hot. In fact, we haven't really spent any time outside today because it is so hot today. It's definitely alerted me to the fact that I need to, number one, buy more shorts, and number two, since we won't be doing swimming lessons or swimming pool stuff this year, I need to get some, like a fun sprinkler toy or a kiddie pool or something, and I need to get it soon because it's so hot. But anyway, so this is a list of some of our virtual playdate ideas. Please give me some more ideas. I would love to see them. What you've been doing, or what your kids have been doing with their friends. That is all I have today. Really, just a sit down chat one. I know I've done more of those lately. I hope that's okay. I do want to get a decor video out soon for the summer, so I might be looking at that soon. And I'll probably do a June favorites sometime. I don't think I did one for May. So that might be in the future as well. I have considered doing more cleaning videos again, but okay, here's where I am on that. I feel like I kind of started out with that in mind. Not fully. I knew that the homeschooling was going to be the majority, but I thought there might be a little bit more cleaning videos than I've really been posting. I feel, though, that there are so many really good cleaning channels out there that can do it far better than me, and that maybe my purposes would be served better to focus more on homeschooling as my majority for the content, because, well, number one, that gets the most views, and it's more of a a niche that people are searching for. So that is kind of the focus of my content. I do like to throw in, obviously, the homeschooling and homemaker. I try to throw in some homemaking things too, like the occasional cleaning and cooking and other ideas for just running the home. But as far as a lot of cleaning content, which you see on some channels, unless people are really wanting to see more of that, I just feel that there is better options out there than what I can provide. And also it takes me longer to clean when I video, we'll just be honest. And I can get a lot more done when I'm not taking the time to video my cleaning. And then I can also dress comfortably. Anyway, so that is my video for today. I hope everybody is staying safe out there. I know 2020 is like a dumpster fire right now, but I am thinking of all of you, and I'm hoping to just be one small help in your day to make things a little bit better. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time.